Ashley Mailloux, taking a look at the DRF race of the day for Sunday, March the 17th. It's race number 7 at Anita, and it's the Irish O'Brien going down the hill at about 6.5 furlongs. Let's take a look at this field of Cal-bred fillies and mares. There are 7 of them entered in here, and I think it's a pretty competitive race. You've got several of the horses coming back from the Sunshine Millions filly and mare turf sprint earlier in the year. That race was won by Rose Maddox.
I think this is actually really wide open. Stay and Scam has a shot. Chancery Way, Rose Maddox. Maybe those are the top 3, but I think there's maybe another horse or 2 to look at. And guess a good day for this race, the Irish O'Brien, huh, Dan? St. Patty's Day?
I think it's pretty fair to say that this is a well-named race. We'll throw up our Timeform US pace projector for the Irish O'Brien. Chancery Way might make the lead, and Timeform US believes this could be advantageous. Note the blue bar, which indicates this race could favor front runners, and Chancery Way is fast, and she just got nipped by Rose Maddox in a very game effort in that Sunshine Millions.
Yeah, I think she probably will be the pace setter. I think the thing with Stay and Scam, which some of those races may be a tad speedier, is that Stay and Scam doesn't need the lead, can happily track off a horse. So I could see in terms of strategy here too as well with looking at the 3 Stay and Scam. For I assume is on Chancery Way, just may go. The 3 may sit right off of it. So I agree with this pretty much through and through.
Medea, the number 1, might be a little bit dirtied up coming into this race. Interesting that Joel Rosario picks up the mount for Craig Delasse. This horse did win going down the hill late last year. And then after that race, there's the mixed breed race at Los Alamitos. I thought she had a tough trip in the Sunshine Millions in behind traffic. And then they turned her to two-turn races. I like her cutting back to 6.5. The question is, does she get a setup?
I'm not sure she gets the setup that she needs, kind of looking at her wins or her really good performances. I think she might be a little too far off of it where other horses might have the upper hand on her. And, you talk about the mixed breed race, 6.5, then goes to a mile. She's had a lot of changes thrown her way, but I do agree. Her last time at 6.5, I don't think she got the setup that she needs. So we'll see. Joelle might have a different plan in mind, and maybe with the inside draw can get her a little bit more forward in this event. And I think that's probably going to be what needs to happen for her.
And then number 2, Chismosa is another closer that could be, needs a little bit of pace, needs a little bit of luck from a trip standpoint. She's really rock solid, whether it be dirt on or turf. I know she hasn't won on the grass, but I thought her race in the Sunshine Millions was okay. She kept on trying. She's the kind of mare, though, that doesn't change leads, and sometimes that costs her the top spot.
Yeah, I think she's probably a little bit more at a disadvantage than the other runner that we talked about, just knowing that she's a deep closer, like at least in these turf sprints that we've seen, right? She's come from the back of the pack and tried to get a piece, and she's been able to do all right with all of that said. But you look at her wins have all been on dirt. I think just with the way the turf course plays, it doesn't play in her favor.
Stay and Scam, never off the board from 6 starts on the turf. Just missed with a wide run in the Sunshine Millions 2 starts back, and then found a really nice spot in this race, an open second level allowance where she went to the front, and there was a little bit of weirdness going on the backstretch. Another horse really was rank and sort of pulled to the lead. Didn't bother Stay and Scam. She sat second. She attacked that horse, and she's getting away at the end.
She was really professional here, and I like that she was able to kind of hit the lead and then stayed in front. She's sometimes been a little further back, never really far off the pace, but I think the versatility helps her in a spot like this where maybe other horses are a one-run sort of type, whether the speed or their closer. She's got the versatility, and you talked about her record. I mean, she's hard to ignore when she's on the grass.
Chancery Way set the pace in the Sunshine Millions, came far off the rail after they crossed the dirt patch. Horse on the inside, Rose Maddox, got the jump on her. She was very, very game, Chancery Way, trying in between horses to just miss. And while some of the horses coming out of the Sunshine Millions have raced since, this horse has gotten a little bit of a break, and she runs well fresh.
Yeah, she does run well fresh, and kind of looking at that replay where she's just going to miss here by a nose. I thought it was a game performance. She's kind of off of it, right? She's not anywhere near the inside. She's on the outside. She's going to try to run them down, and she just gets denied. And to me, this is almost a winning performance. She just misses by such a narrow margin that I was impressed with her. She's a model for consistency. She's another one in this field. You put her on anything at a variety of distances, she always fires. Whether it's a winning performance, that's a different story. But I do think she does have the potential in here to try to shake clear early and try to stay in front.
She held out off an outer stay and scam for second money that day while finishing behind the gray Rose Maddox we saw, Chismosa finishing fourth in between. As for Rose Maddox, she got the trip that day, didn't she? She sort of saved ground in the pocket. The inside opened up. She shot on through. She got it done. I'm not interested in her most recent start on dirt. She is a turf sprinter. This is what she wants to do, and I think she's pace adaptable.
I think she is too. I mean, we've seen her from further off of it. We've seen her close to it when you go down the page. I know they're races from, say, May of 2023, but she has the ability to stalk the pace. And you look at her resume, she's had some big wins. Her figures are some of the best in the field. And I think in terms of the respect, she's going to take a lot of it.
Scary Fast Ride is the number 6, and while she failed in her lone turf start to date, it was her career debut. She's likely a much different horse. I don't want to just pigeonhole her as a dirt runner at this point in her career. She won 2 starts back on dirt despite failing to change leads, then took a big step forward in the Spring Fever by a very promising Calbred in Big Pond. Scary Fast Ride. This is her race on the synthetic in the Bear Fan, 3 starts back, and she makes Chancery Way run a little bit at the end.
Yeah, this is the replay I wanted to pull because you were talking about horses, a lot of them coming out of dirt races or places they didn't belong. She's only had one turf event and one event on the synthetic. And looking at this performance, I think all in all, she's clear for second. She did make up some ground in the final stages. That was going 6 furlongs to me. I use this as maybe a building block because her turf race, it was so early in her career. What can you really make out of it? I don't want to say, oh, she didn't like the turf. She took to the synthetic. So I think she's worth an outside look here.
Nice to see all dialed in back on a regular race schedule. Such an abbreviated 2023 campaign with only 2 starts. That being said, I wonder how much upside is left after 14 lifetime tries. We saw her finish third behind Chancery Way and Scary Fast Ride in the Bear Fan, and she's been beaten by several of these already.
She has, and I struggle with her because in these efforts, to me, she's really not making up ground, and she's been too far back. If she was a deep closer, maybe you could try to make a case for her just a closer in general, but she's really been, at least in that most recent performance, she didn't make up any ground. On the other side of it, though, you do go to the race 2 back and 4 back. She was passing horses, and it was a different surface. So I find it hard to make a case for her here. She's had some gaps in between those races as well. We really haven't seen her much. Look at that, 3 back. We're talking about January of 2023. So I would take a wait and see approach personally with all dialed in.
Before we take a look at our top selections, please click the subscribe button on the Daily Racing Form YouTube channel for the latest DRF videos. Top pick time, Irish O'Brien Stakes, Sunday DRF race of the day. Stay and Scam can do it on the lead. She can do it from just off the pace, and she figures to be right in the thick of things turning for home.
That's what my sales pitch was going to be, Dan. So thanks for stealing my thunder. I think the big thing is that she can be forward. I envision her kind of like the time form pace projection show. She probably should sit just off of it. And I think she's going to make that one late run. I think she's trending in the right direction. We use most of the same horses here. I think Rose Maddox, maybe the class, maybe can get the trip from off of it if the pace is hot.
Yeah, Rose Maddox has won her last 2 against Calbreds, going down the hill at 6.5. Just seems to fit this race like a glove, but it's such a competitive race. I'm not sure I would really want to take too short a price on anybody. Rose Maddox, maybe 2 to 1, 5 to 2 at post time. I'll have to decide if that's for me. 5, 4, 3, 2 for me. 3, 4, 5, 6 for Ashley. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody, and enjoy the Irish O'Brien at Santa Anita.